It's the high pressure time of the year where players and teams' legacies are made. Week 1 of the 2023 AFL Finals is about to get underway, so it's time to analyse each game and make a prediction. The first qualifying final sees Collingwood and Melbourne play in a final for the first time since 1989. They met on Queen's birthday early in the season, and Melbourne held off a quick finishing Pies to win by 4 points. Focusing on the Magpies, they should regain captain Darcy Moore and important defender Nathan Murphy in the back half. Nick Dacos will probably miss, but besides that, they are at full strength. Selection is the big question, especially Mason Cox. Him and Cameron can partner up, but McStay is also a valuable second ruck, and it may allow the Pies to go smaller. But May and Lever are fearsome opponents, so making sure they don't intercept Mark is important. If the Collingwood midfield can at least match it with Melbourne, then their trademark lateral wave can get going, and putting pressure on the Ds will also bring in Collingwood's intercept game. Melbourne overall are the number 2 rated defence in the competition, just ahead of Collingwood, who sit 4th. The Ds will lose Jake Melksham up forward, and Tom McDonald will probably be his replacement. Again, it leaves their forward mix changing, but with Van Rooyen, Fritsch and Pickett, it does have dynamic elements. Melbourne's strength is contested football and clearance, so if they dominate that area of the game and set their defence high, then repeat inside 50s can be set up. Oliver back helps a lot, and overall they are a settled team. With both defences top of the league and forward lines inconsistent with personnel, it sets up a low scoring final that may be a grind, similar to their Queen's birthday game. With no Nick Dacos and a returning key back duo, Melbourne just get the edge. If they win contested ball at the rate they did all year and give enough supply to the forward line made up of Fritsch, Petrarca, Pickett and Van Rooyen, the Demons should be able to outscore the Pies. The pressure will be high and it will be heated, but Melbourne win in a tussle 79-64. It's the first time since 2013 Carlton are back in the 8. They host the first elimination final against Sydney at the MCG. Carlton's winning run came to an end against the Giants, but it's no real concern. The Blues will get back captain Patrick Cripps, veteran Sam Docherty, and Blake Acres should be fine after hurting his collarbone in the last round. Carlton are top 6 for clearances and a top 3 contested football team. Winning the contest and then spreading out is their style, and it's their best opportunity to score. Charlie Curnow sets the tempo up forward, and the defence has evolved to be a top level one in the AFL. They are average at best in the turnover game, but defend it at a high level. Sydney are much the opposite and are mid-tabled in contested football. They have also had a concerning recent trend of fading out of games late. They are far more reliant on turnover and transition play, which we have seen from stars in Nick Blakey, Errol Goulden, Jake Lloyd and Braden Campbell. They are a top 5 rebound 50 defence and top 5 intercept possession team. They can win the ball back and then score against you on turnover. But will this hold up in a big final at the MCG? They need guns in Luke Parker, Chad Warder and Callum Mills to at least break even at stoppage 2, making sure their defence can rest. Contrasting styles meet, so it's a fascinating matchup. With the home crowd and Sydney's inconsistency in the contested phase of the game, Carlton are a good chance. Their pressure has been really solid. If they can hold off Sydney's quick rebound, then their stoppage work should take over and give them a 97-67 finals victory. The second elimination final pairs up the Saints and Giants at the MCG. Both teams have been surprise packets this year and have been impressive. The Saints boast the stingiest defence in the competition, conceding the least amount of points, led by All-Australians Callum Wilkie and Jack Sinclair. The makeshift forward line should see Max King return and feature as the focal point, with Tim Membry, Mateus Filippo and the Smalls. For the year, St Kilda are bottom 4 for goals per game, but with King and Membry back fit for the final, it will give them more choices in attack. The midfield is probably the area of weakness, with the Saints sitting at the bottom for clearances 1 per game. But around the ground, their contested work is in the top half of the AFL. The Giants are the form team of the competition and almost hosted this final after their win against the Blues. They are a well-balanced team, rating 7th and 9th for attack and defence each. Sam Taylor will be touch and go, so if he misses, the Giants will be without the best key back in the AFL. The midfield has good depth with Cornelio, Green, Kelly and Ward playing career best football, with ruckman Kieran Briggs being a serious presence. Rebound out of defence is a strength as well, with Whitfield and Ash giving bounce, and the half forwards in Green, Bedford and Daniel are a triple threat of forward half damage that are all hard to contain. Both sides are physical, well prepared and never give in. It's the hardest final to pick a winner, but the Saints have proved everyone wrong this year and they can do it again. Jimmy Webster will probably get the job on Toby Green and it will be pivotal for the result. But with a healthy forward line and the number one defence, the Saints will just have enough to overcome the Giants 75-69 in a thriller. The second qualifying final has Port Adelaide travel to Brisbane. The Lions boast the best home record in the AFL and the Power have been the big risers this year. It's the best chance for Brisbane to get to a grand final. They are remarkably unbeaten at home and play the Gabba so well. They are the best clearance side, with ball winners in Neil, Dunkley and McCluggage moving the ball quickly to their powerful and deep forward line. Danaher, Hipwood, Bailey, Rayner and add in Cameron, the scoring ability is devastating. They are also a top 5 defence this season. Perhaps the only fault is Brisbane's shaky home final record under Fagan, which sits at just 2 wins and 5 losses. The Power get their energy from the middle. They are a top 5 clearance team, but with Butters, Rosie and Horne-Francis, the quality of their clearances are high. They have speed to get the ball on the outside and get it forward. Charlie Dixon is unlikely to return, while Lycett and McKenzie are chances. It will be critical to get McKenzie in to settle the key defender posts for the game. Currently, with just Jonas and Aaliyah, it looks a weak point. But Port Adelaide are dynamic and can burst away from you quick, as we saw all the way back in round 1 against the Lions, albeit at the Adelaide Oval. It's Brisbane's to lose, and they should go on to host the home preliminary final. They are undefeated at home and just play the ground so well. Port Adelaide's defence is middle ranked, and if the Lions forwards get in the mood, they may run away with the match. But if the stars of Port's midfield can get on top of Brisbane, it gives them a chance to cause an upset. It'll be tied early, but Brisbane will battle away a 110-81 victory.